Either a fire or an explosion.
Be careful.
Jenny in bed?
Yes.
Thank God she'll never have to work down pit.
Aye. It's bad enough now. I don't know how they did in the old days.
I've often heard my mother telling tales of Granny working down pit, pulling tubs with a belt round their waists from 6 o'clock at morning till 6 o'clock at night. They never saw daylight in winter months. We're all right for rabbits, rats, and foxes, but Creator never intended humans to slave like that. White slaves of England. That's what Granny used to call them. I'm sure about right. Babies doing horses' work.
Have you finished up there?
Aye. We packed last poor devil up at 6 o'clock. 90 on him, Mary. 90. Listen, lass. Remember what I told you about having a film made of pit life?
Aye, Jack. And it'd be a good thing if I could do it. And let folks know what we've to put up with at times. Eh, but they'll never manage it. Where's money coming from?
I'll find money somewhere. Look here, lass. I started to work at pit when I was 12-year-old. My father was killed at pit. 3 of my cousins were killed at pit. And now we've just found last of 90 men, bosses and workmen alike, all dead. Some of them blown to pieces. There's only one thing I want to do before I die, and that's to let world know more about Coyle and them as gets it. That film's got to be made. The world shall know.
Well, Mr. Morgan, it's a very ambitious scheme, and I'm sorry to have to turn you down. But I have no love for anything connected with miners or mining.
But, Mr. Martin, you've just said you know nothing about miners and mining.
I don't, except that miners have robbed me of a lifelong friend.
In what way?
He was my best friend, a padre during the war. In France, his duties brought him in contact with a good many miners. He listened to their tales, as I have listened to yours, of the hardships of a miner's life, barefooted children, crying for food in the depths of winter.
Aye. Perhaps he'd seen the distribution of boots and shoes to the little ones in bad times. It seems all wrong to me, Mr. Martin, when things are upside down and fits have to stop, that it's little kiddies that have to suffer most. We grown-ups, well, we can just take a hitch in our belts and carry on. But it doesn't seem right to me that kiddies should suffer, should go without boots and shoes, without anything in their little tummies. It's all true. I've seen it. I've shared it. But how did that break your friendship?
Well, after the war, he decided to devote his future life in helping in the work of the miners' welfare. We gradually drifted apart. He went his way, I went mine. What happened to him, I haven't the slightest idea. I only know I'd give anything to see his face and hear his cheery voice again.
And you hate the miners because of that?
Yes.
Well, what about the miner himself? He's always losing someone, not only friends, but his nearest and dearest. Fathers, brothers, sons.
Yes, yes, I know.
And the miner's not a bad chap, really, Mr. Martin. He's just the same as other men. He has his sports, hobbies, and pastimes. Some of them prefer the quieter games, such as the old world game of bowls. And they've got some grand greens, too, a credit to them. Have you ever played bowls, Mr. Martin? Where I come from, they call it an old man's game. I think that's because the young uns can't play it. The old uns always... And the young uns, well, they generally lose, of course. They like a game with more kick in it. Oh, yes. Miners like rested country. He's football mad. You know, Mr. Martin, good many of our best international footballers were reared in colliery teams. Started their training on refuse heaps of coal pits, with a bundle of rags for a ball. Aye, they got plenty of hard knocks there, I can tell you. Then there's another game the miners play. The old university game of fives. They call it handball. They play it with a soft ball. One of them bangs it with his fist against a wall. Side of a house is best place. Then t'other fella bangs it, just like tennis. In fact, they call it pitman's tennis. It's a rare game, that. They train for it just like prize fighters train, and it's work while it lasts, I can tell you. They play for wages, aye. The miner, you know, is like rest on us. He likes his little gamble. When he's out to gamble with, sometimes they get desperate and have a tanner on a horse or a whippet. That's a dog, the miner's greyhound. His dog's everything to him. You know, I've known miners go without dinner themselves so's dog could be fed. That's when he's training for a race. Oh, miner loves his dog all right. Two miners were going to work one Monday morning, and one said to t'other, "I didn't see thee all day yesterday, Bill." "No," said Bill. "Dog deed I set it a neat, and I couldn't come out yesterday. The fella looked such a foil without a dog." Aye, but they're fond of all animals. Aye. They've won lots of prizes too with their dogs, real beauties. And I just wish you could come with me some pit and have a look at some of them pit ponies in the stables. You know, what folks says are cruelly treated. Cruelly. Why, a pony's life down fits a gentleman's life. Comfortable home, well-groomed, clean, and plenty of grub, and a good nurse to look after him. They're a lot better off than most horses on top. Oh, aye. Miner loves all animals, I can tell you. Why, their coats, they shine like silver. Even cats down fit, they have a good time, too. It's a question which comes first, you know, with Miner, whether it's dogs or pigeons. You know, homing pigeons. I don't know if you've ever done any pigeon flying. By gum, Miner gets some excitement out of that. You should see 'em on a big race day. They generally do the racing on set, and if you joined them while they were waiting for birds to come in, you'd get as excited as they do. Derby isn't in it. They train their birds to settle as soon as possible. That finishes their flight. And there's some fun when a bird gets in first, but we ain't settle. He's called anything but a bird. They keep 'em in their gardens, you know. And talking of gardens, you'd be surprised if you saw some miners' gardens. They grow everything. Flowers is most popular. Aye, they train their kiddies to love 'em as well. And I don't think they could love out nicer. Some of the vegetables they grow, well, they're amazing. You know, they show 'em at local shows. You know, I've seen pods with as many as 20 peas in some of them. They could do with 40 to feed hungry mouths of some of the youngsters. Aye, they're keen on gardening, right enough. I know lots of chaps who've lost a limb, arm or a leg, still carrying on in their spare time. Well, I reckon it's nice to see 'em in their old age, resting in the gardens they've worked in for years. You'll see 'em look round, garden, and tell their sons and daughters that garden's not as well kept as it used to be. That's 'cause they can't look after it themselves, they're too old. Aye, well, it's a grand thing if they could all end their days in comfort, just like that.
And they sing in spite of the danger ahead?
Danger? I haven't told you of the dangers yet, and there are dangers, real ones. Let me mention it. Some of the miners make a hobby of rest. They spend most of their spare time training at the rescue station, learning to use the various machines, how to give signals to any of their pals who might happen to be buried in a fall, how to get them breathing again, with the use hands or with the machines. Tramping round a yard for hours and hours, getting used to the machines, which weigh, about 40 pounds. Then after that, they go into the smoke gallery. That's a room full of smoke, fumes and 120 degrees of heat. They go in and out until they can stop in a couple of hours or so and come out as lively as the canary they take in with them. Every miner leaves home each day with the knowledge that the death roll in British mines exceeds 1,000 a year, and at any moment his name may swell the list. Well, he sets off in the morning, gets to the pit shaft, enters cage, knowing full well it may be his last journey alive. He arrives below ground, and that's the time the real dangers start. First, there's the danger of being knocked down. I think you'll agree, one in my own mind now, breaking the rules by riding in the mine. Well, perhaps he was tired, and perhaps it may be his last ride. And that's where the ambulance man comes in and gets his reward for all the time he spent in training. I reckon that ambulance work is the finest hobby of all. They never know when the call for their services is coming. They may be hard at work in another part of the pit when there's a shout, "Oi, come on, Bill! Oi, Bill! We've a man injured down in our place." Bill hastens to the scene, takes his ambulance tackle with him, and starts on the job right away like a first-rate man. That's just what he is. He always able of the mine, looking on splendidly. The men had been down a few hours. The hewers were picking away in full swing, and the conveyors, they're the things that carry coal, they're less than the trains. They were rolling along, full of black diamonds, carting them away to the bottom of the shaft. The drillers, they were hard at work, boring holes in the pit face, ready to put in the shots for blasting. In fact, everything was going fine. It was nearing the end of the shift, and the deputies, they're the assistant managers, they were making their examinations for gas. They can tell by the special lamps, if there's any about, the light goes blue. While the miners themselves were securing their roofs. Without any warning, there was a tremendous fall of roof. 3 men were buried. 1 was recovered, alive, 1 dead. 1 was still entombed. That 3rd man was a dear pal of mine. The hours, the days passed on. Poor Jack Bould. His coffin was made, his grave was dug, all preparations were made for his funeral by his brethren of the RAOB, and still, side by side, the toilers, master and man alike, worked valiantly on. By Jove, there were some thrilling escapes passed unnoticed in that desperate struggle. Hope was almost lost. Then, a miracle. At the end of 4 days, a voice, "Pals, save me." And they did. The angels were soon at work. Shall I ever forget it? Instead of a graveside scene with a broken link, the reunion in the lodge. The link complete.
Go on, tell me some more.
One New Year's Eve, 1886. Yes, 1886. Everything was just normal in the home of the Walker family, as the father and 2 sons prepared to go to work. Aye, to work on New Year's Eve. You see, times had been so bad that a holiday was out of the question. And so, to work they had to go, with a promise of a jolly New Year party that night when they come back from shift. Down the old bridle path they went for the last shift. They met their pals coming up from their shift. They cracked a few jokes with them, and down they went for the last shift of the old year. I've often heard my father tell about this accident. He saw it. Well, they got to the bottom of the shaft, and they were soon all hurrying on to the different workings, anxious to get job over. Pony lads soon had their ponies hitched up, and full tubs were rolling on. Miners, they worked merrily away. They all meant having a good shift. Deputies, they fired their last shots. Miners began putting the timber into place, skew at roofs, and leave everything safe. And that was the end of the shift. And away they all toddled back to the bottom of the shaft to go up for daylight and New Year. Some of them had a matter of 2.5 to 3 miles to go. That's a tidy walk, Mr. Martin, after you've done 7 or 8 hours hard work. However, on they went, light-hearted and happy. They were counted into the cage. This cage carried 10. Nowadays, they have some cages that'll carry as many as 40. But this one only carried 10. Well, up they went. In village, all women folk were happy, for they knew the men folk were going to bring New Year in with them. They little thought what was in store for them. Something went wrong in the engine house. The winder, that's the man that looks after the engine, that pulls them up, overwound. And the cage crashed.
Terrible, terrible. I'd no idea such things could happen. Surely they can't happen with the improvements of today.
They happen this day. All days. Any day, listen. Yes, Barnes is a wonderful old town, practically at heart of mining industry of Yorkshire. Here, that's interesting. This is a monument erected to a number of miners' leaders.
And the building?
Oh, that's the Yorkshire Miners Association headquarters. That's where they look after miners' work. Come on, and I'll show you where and how the miner plays. Now, don't you think that's lovely?
Splendid.
This park is known as Lock Park. It's named after Joseph Locke, one of Barnsley's benefactors. Just let's take a look at Grotto, and then to get further afield.
Right you are.
Now, look at it from here. Don't you think this is lovely? I think it's a glorious spot, this. I'll spend many an hour here, you know, sitting down here on the seats. Ah, okay. Yes, this is what they call Old Fountain. It should be running, but it's dry now. We've had a dry summer. For a change. Come on, we'll go down this way.
Well, Morgan, you've certainly got a beautiful park.
Aye, we're very, very proud of it.
Any more beauty spots?
Well, a few. I'll show 'em.
Hello, what's that?
Oh, that's the beauty spot we made. That's the miners' welfare. We'll have a walk round.
What's happening?
Oh, an open-air concert or something. Would you like to hear a bit of mining talent?
Certainly.
Come on, then. Ah, it's a grand place, this, I tell you. Yeah. Some good music here from some of these chaps that know how to play.
Miss Ruth Woodhall, Premier Child Dancer, will entertain
hundreds like those.
Miss Gladys Harris, a singer from the mining valleys of Wales.
Must be a bit strange for you, Mr. Martin, staying in a small house like this.
Very nice, Mrs. Morgan. I'm enjoying it. It's a change, and a change is as good as a rest, you know. What's the program today?
Oh, you'll see. Get your coat and collar and tie up. Get them cricket flannels out, lass.
Oh, that looks like dirty work.
That's it, dirty work.
How are these manipulated?
Nay, nay, Mr. Martin. He'll show you.
Come on. This is Mr. Martin. He's got permission to go down pit. Can we have a couple of lamps, please?
Yes, of course.
Thanks.
What a wonderful light.
Yes, it's taken 100 years to get a light like that. You see, things were different in those days. The pits were not so deep, and they used a donkey engine.
A donkey engine?
No, a donkey engine. Round and round he went, 2 revolutions to the minute. And then up came Cage with the miners and the coal. And when the coal got to top, other donkeys distributed it in baskets. Through the country lanes they went. The lanes were much nicer then than they are today. You see, there were no steam engines in those days to soil countryside. On they went, through rain and sunshine. And speaking of sunshine, sunshine was one of miners' first lamps.
Sunshine?
Yes, reflected sunshine. Did you ever play shadow glass when you were a youngster? You know, flashing a bit of mirror into someone's eyes. Soldiers called that a helio, but in the olden days, the miners called it a lamp. They fixed up a mirror on top of the pit, and one on bottom. Sun used to shine on top mirror, then it was reflected down to one on bottom, and that reflected it onto the cold face where miner were working. And then he used to pray for sunset. Well, after that, they went one better and used candles. But my grandmother, she used a flint mill, invented by a Tyneside called Spedding. As children, we played with it for hours.
Bit dangerous in the pit.
Dangerous in a pit? Huh. I should just think it was dangerous in a pit. Why, you know, when we were playing with it, we used to be able to light gas with it. Yes, dangerous. I should just it was. Fancy all them sparks flying about down in the pit. It used to be turned, you know, by a little lad. Dangerous. I should just think it was. I reckon Guy Fawkes was an amateur. He didn't know his job at all. Well, after that came the dawn of a new era, and two real lamps were invented in the same year, 1813. One by a scientist who afterwards became Sir Davy, and the other by a toiler, a boy who was born in a little cottage at a place called Wylam on Tyne, a little cottage which a railway now passes. He started to work minding cows for twopence a day. That's not much, is it? Twopence a day. And you know, at the age of 18, he could neither read nor write. Well, that lad's name was George Stephenson. His invention of the lamp and engine revolutionized commerce. If ever you go to Newcastle on Tyne, you'll see a fine monument of him there. There never was a man like their Geordie. They look on him as a benefactor to mankind.
What a wonderful story. What's the name of this lamp?
It's called the Wolf. Come on and we'll see how it helps to keep Wolf from miner's door. Good morning, Mr. Green. This is Henry House. After you, Mr. Martin. Thank you. This is the engine that supplies all the electric power that's used below ground. Here you are, look, watch this chap. How's she going? Fine. She says she's going fine. I thought we would. Always going fine. Come on, mind you don't slip there. Now look at this. See that? What's the name of this engine? VTH turbine, eh? VTH turbine. That down there, what's all that for? See? He knows all about it, this chap. Not a bad switchboard, is it? Excellent indeed. Yeah, but I don't see. I'd like to see. Now, this is called the compressor house. Fine engine, this, isn't it? There you are, but look at that, mister. See? This hasn't been going very well lately. Come on now, we're going to shaft aid. Very interesting, very interesting. Oh, I'm glad you're liking it. Now, these are elevators, you see. They bring coal from shaft head right down to there to what they call tiplers. There you are, there's one just going over, watch it. See? There you are. Go on, get in. How are you feeling? All right, thank you. Ah, you'll be all right. Hang on to that bar. Yes, not very much news. I'm not. Oh, what's your price now? I'm not frightened. Yes, all right.
Fast, isn't it?
Oh, this is slow because you're on board.
We're going up again.
No. Everybody gets that feeling halfway down when they go down first time.
How deep is this thing?
Oh, nearly 3,000 feet. Here we are. Have your chaps been searched? Round here,
Now there's a motor haulage engine. Full stubs on what's called main haulage. That means main road. This is another sort of haulage. Hornets. Now watch them chaps over there. Hi! They're spotting winners. Sometimes. Well, that's what they call surveyor. Prevents us going into old workings, tapping water. If we tap water, then it means pumps, not picks. Hello, here's a new shift coming in. This place where they're going to work is called a heading. It's rare and warm in there, too. This fella, to start his shift, he shifts his shift. They examine this place for gas to see if it's quite safe before they start their work. When the tubs are full, they generally put their trademark on them. Chalk their number. They have a number, you know. You'll see this fella do it in a minute. That's so they know just how much coal they've got out. And when the tubs are filled, they have to wait for empties, which reminds them that something else is empty. So they start some more filling of another sort. It's generally bread and beef on Monday. Cold beef. There's no hot lunches down here. And bread and dripping rest of week. Perhaps they'll have an onion now and then with a bit of coal dust on for salt. Now look down that road down there. See? See that thing down there? That's that coal cutter I told you about when I was in London. See, going? Here, quick, have a look at John's thing. Quick, see? That's what they call a stone duster. When there's an explosion, coal dust quickly spreads the fire. But this stone dust, mixed with coal dust, helps to stop the fire spreading. It gets in every nook and corner. Come on, now you're 2 miles away from the bottom of the shaft. Look out. Let these fellas come by with their Rolls Royces. There's no one-way traffic down here. It's one-way, it's all ways and anyway. This is a new road they're making. It's dangerous yet. Very dangerous. Would you like to go down? Come on then. I don't know whether I'm doing right bringing you here, you know. But you said you wanted to see everything, so you'll just have to take... Look out! them down. There's somebody buried. Come on, send somebody down, quick.
Stretcher party, new cross gate as quick as possible. Get on.
Ambulance, hospital, as quick as you can.
Have you heard how Mr. Martin's getting on?
He's bad.
Well, don't tack on so much. It's no use looking on black side of things.
I shall never forgive myself for all this. I've had many a setback, but never one like this. Now, not only is film going, but it's touch and go with Martin.
What? He's not going today?
I don't know yet. He might, even if he lives. He'll be blind.
Well, Martin, my boy, you'll soon be up and about.
Yes, a little bit bent, but not quite broken.
I suppose you hate miners and mining worse than ever now.
Really?
And you'll be glad to see the back of this district.
Indeed? What makes you say that?
Well, this unfortunate occurrence.
Yes, it certainly closed my eyes in one way, but it's opened them in another. I know now why Morgan was so keen on having his film made. Well, his ambition shall be realized. The world shall know.
Later.
He's going to get better.
That's a blessing.
Aye, and what's more, he says I can have film made.
Oh, now thou be satisfied.
I shall be if what I'm thinking comes true.
What do you mean?